For more on the current system of selecting candidates for Hong Kong's chief executive and what the system of universal suffrage might look like in 2017, we're joined by Fred Teng. He's chairman of the Hong Kong Association of New York. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with the process of selecting candidates for Hong Kong's chief executive position. How does that process actually work, and who makes up the committee who selects those candidates?
Well, the whole concept actually started by the British. In 1984, there was a paper, and they're calling for to be more broadly representing the community. So they created something called the functional constituency. The original idea was to have 24 seats, but 7 years later, finally they implement that. It was 14 seats started, and a year later they added 9 more seats to 23. After 1997, there was 28 seats. The idea of the election committee or the nominating committee is coming along that line. Basically, in the last election in 2012, there was 4 sectors. The first sector is about industry and commerce, including like hotels and financial services and catering and insurance and real estate. A second sector is about professions, accountants, architects, medicine, education, and the third sector is about social service and religious, including people's service in the social service sectors, laborers, people in the religion, all sorts of religion, Christian, Muslim, Catholic, Buddhism, etc. And the fourth one is ex-officials for government officials. So all in all, there's 1,200 such representative of all of these different sectors in the society. And they came up with 3 candidates, and these 1,200 people cast a vote, and Mr. C.Y. Leung won with 689 votes to be the chief executive.
How will the process work with the voters themselves in Hong Kong? How will they participate in this process?
Well, right now in the last process, they did not. The committee did the work. Right now, what's being proposed is to put the voting power back to the people. About 5 million of the Hong Kong people can vote to choose who will be the next chief executive in 2017.
And let's talk a little bit about 2017. Hong Kong putting in universal suffrage, going into practice. How's it going to work? And how will Hong Kong transition from the current system, would you say?
Well, the difference will be instead of 1,200 people able to vote, 5 million people will be able to vote. So that is universal suffrage. Secondly is the nominating committee will either consist of the current numbers or maybe some adjustments. And those adjustments will making all along the year, because this committee was 400 people and then become 800 people and become 1,200 people. And what they're doing is really a vetting process of, it's like a primary in United States, except they go by functions rather than by ideology in terms of selecting a candidate.
All right, Fred Teng joining us from New York. Thanks so much.